How about you? We're fixing to start this pond project here with our TYM tractor. You know, a lot of you don't have tractors, a lot of you don't have farms, but there's always something to do around the farm. But you can pretend you do with Farming Simulator 23. Farming Simulator 23 lets you take control of your own farm in a realistic open world setting where you can build an agricultural empire. It's available now on the Nintendo Switch, which you can pick up at any major retailer: Amazon, Walmart, Target, GameStop, or Best Buy. A couple of new features coming to Farming Simulator 23, 2 brand new open world maps. Farming Simulator 23 creates a portable, family-friendly way to play. You can now harvest grapes, olives, offering more farming variety and a total of 14 crops to work. The game has more than 130 authentic vehicles and tools from real brands like John Deere, New Holland, and Valtra. Players will develop knowledge and skills of agricultural machine operations, animal husbandry, forestry, and more. Players can experience their harvest come full circle, allowing the option to produce and sell profitable goods. Thanks to Farming Simulator 23 for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get out there and dig that pond. I've got the beginnings of my dream pond. I think I very well may end up building a pond on this property. Let me show you my thought process, give you a timeline, and show you a little bit and tell you a little bit about this hole right here. So this hole right here started out as a stump, and we dug the stump up and water started leaking out of it. So I thought, I wonder if we hit a spring of some sort. Well, we didn't, because the water has stayed like this. Let me show you the gauge I got down here to show you where we marked the water from. I don't know if you can see that, but that orange and white stake, it's gone up a little bit, but it hasn't. That's only because it rained the other day. So we put the orange and white stake in there and thinking, well, if it gets to the white part and then if it gets to the orange part, you know, we can see if it's been the water levels rising, but it hasn't. It's been staying there, but it hasn't gone down any. No, this has been like this for, man, I would say 2 weeks, 2 solid weeks it's been like this. So we haven't lost any water out of it, but we've haven't gained any. Let me see if I can get you on the other side. It's kind of hard, but right here is where the stump was that we were digging, and then the water started coming out. I was like, man, maybe we can have a spring here. So, with that being said, maybe we could take this and go ahead and take it all the way down to either that, maybe those first 3 trees there that you can see, because that would be a pretty nice little pond. Or we could take it way down here, and you can you see the road that goes through here? And you got tall brush on the right, tall brush on the left, and then a tree line at the end of it. Take it all the way down to the tree line, because this property, it slopes like this. So all that groundwater comes to the bottom of this here. So this is a perfect place for a pond. Let me go show you the swamp area. While we're walking down here, I cleaned all this out this morning with the forestry mulcher, because I want this to dry up, and so I can get my tractor down in here and all that, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'll get an excavator. But this right here stays boggy all the time. We've actually pushed a bunch of debris here with the bulldozer when I rented the bulldozer a couple years back, so that will have to go. But there's some standing water there. It stays standing here. Now let me show you the swamp. All right, so now we're getting into the swamp. This part of my property here holds water year round. So you can see the water here and here. It's a beautiful place down here. It's nice and well shaded. And you got water on this side. And they've built the road. This road was here before I moved in. But I've got water on this side, and I got water on that side. Sometimes the water dries up here, but the water stays on this side all the time. So there's constantly water right here. So I'm wondering, A, if there's not a spring in there somewhere that's keeping that full of water, and can I tap into it somehow? Or can I see where the TYM is up there? That's where that little mud hole is, that little, that little swimming hole is that we just walked from. So can I dig all this out here and make this? See the bay tree? These are bay trees here. You know, that just is very indicative of, look at me using indicative, very indicative of wetlands, right? So we could dig that out, dig this out, connect the two, and have probably a 2-acre pond, maybe, something like that. And it'd be good for the environment too. So digging this stuff out, harnessing that water, you know, it'd be good for the wildlife. It would be good for the environment. And that's, you know, not only would it be pretty, but we think about stuff like that. You know, we don't want to hurt Mother Nature, but we also want to make it look pretty, and while at the same time protecting wildlife and protecting the wetlands. And now I say that, but I haven't checked into the county yet. So I have to call the county and see what the permit process is and all that, because there's some special rules about digging on wetlands where I don't know if you can or you can't, or they encourage it or they don't encourage it. What about you guys? What happens at your county where you live? Do you guys have permitting for ponds and wetlands? And I don't even know if that's zoned wetlands or not. I'd have to figure that out as well, because since it's on this property here, I mean, I know this ain't zoned wetlands, but do they actually mark out a section for wetlands? I'm not sure, but you can definitely tell how the terrain goes down and into this bottom, and then into the swamp over there. All that back there is swamp. There's no way I could get back in there. But let me tell you what I'm going to do today. This is the first order of business today. This stump right here, I'm going to take it up, and it might be a monster. Look how wide, look how big that is from there, from here to here. I mean, that's every bit of 14 inches. So that taproot might be, I mean, it might take me 4 hours to dig that up, but we've got to be somewhere tonight. But I've got a couple hours that I can spend on it. So let me get this one up first, because we're going to start connecting all this, and then it depends on how much we go. Because if you watch the channel for any length of time, you know I've got a buddy, Matt from WRM Excavation, and he owns an excavating company that builds ponds, does site work, gravel work. They done our driveway. So he's the professional. So I might call him and say, hey, how much would it cost me to put a pond here? And he'll pull the permits. He'll do all the engineering work on it. So that might be a dream pond right here, because we've been wanting water on this property forever. And he might be able to find water with some of his resources and some of his equipment that he has. So anyway, first order of business, we're going to take that stump up and get it out of the ground, and use the TYM T574 to get the backhoe on it, get that thing out of the ground, and hopefully it doesn't give us too much problem, because this is soft dirt. We should be able to get out of here pretty quick. All right, let's get started. Oops, I forgot something. Gotta put that detent on.
Let's go down, let's go down, let's go down to the river now. Let's go down, I'm feeling brand new. Let's go down, let's go down, let's go down to the river now. Let's go down, I'm feeling brand new. Hey! I grew up in the country, back roads looking so pretty. Daddy didn't have a lot of money, but we had each other, see. Now I'm living in the city, trying to figure out this busy lifestyle. It's new to me, but we got each other, see. So let's go down, let's go down, let's go down to the river now. Let's go down, I'm feeling brand new. Mama used to tell us dreams would make us jealous of what we have right now, but we got each other, see. As time comes and time goes, so many things I don't know. One thing I know for sure is we got each other, see. So let's go down, let's go down, let's go down to the river now. Let's go down, I'm feeling brand new. Let's go down, let's go down, let's go down to the river now. Let's go down, I'm feeling brand new.
Let me give you some considerations when using a backhoe. This is if you're thinking about buying a backhoe for a tractor, compact tractor. Let me give you some considerations. Number one, start out not so close to the stump. You want to try to catch the ends of those stumps there, so that they break a lot easier when you come here. You don't want to go start attacking it right there. Pine trees have a huge taproot. So just be careful when you're doing pine trees, because that taproot is going to be about 6 foot long. Think about where you're going to put your spoils. You got to think about that. And then you're going to position your tractor so that you can reach, probably if you drew a line right through the middle of it, this side of it, and then when you can turn your tractor around and get this side of it. Those are some considerations when you want to start with your start the stump that you're fixing to dig out. One other thing you want to consider is, now that I've got this little spot right here won't get as clean as the left and right sides because the bucket won't go down past the stump. But I've tried to outline the stump. I'll dig around it on this side, and then we'll try to attack it this way next time, like perpendicular. But one thing about pine stumps, huge taproots, but they always have one big giant one that goes off to the side and then straight down again. So I think that's it. I'm hoping that's it. And then the rest of it should be smooth sailing. You can see the stump is getting really loose now, so I'm almost about ready to pull it out of the hole. You want to be real careful when you're going to like side to side in front of the stump because you got your hose fittings there. See, when I go to the left, I don't want those hoses to get scrape up against that root, damage the nut or the hose or the line. So just be careful of that. take a look at it. Actually take the time on how much it took. I don't know, I would say it's 30 minutes maybe. So a backhoe on a compact tractor is not a backhoe, right? How about Phil? That's why. Anyway, so a backhoe on a compact tractor is not a backhoe. It's a device for a homeowner, DIYer, to start to build maybe their dream pond. You can build a 4-foot, 6-foot pond with it as much as you want to dig. But it's just for stuff like this that you can get this taproot out with, or this pine stump out with. Look at that taproot on that thing. My goodness. And it's really, you know, it took me 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes to get that out. I could have done it in 10 minutes with a backhoe. But for a homeowner, DIY type guy, that tractor can do so many things. And, you know, digging up stumps is one of them if you have the optional backhoe on the back. Well, let's turn it around. Let's get the grapple. Let's get it out of the hole. And just kind of see how big it is when it's out of the hole. I'm stuck. Let me use the backhoe to pull myself out with. Well, the tire, this not hit the backhoe's just not strong enough to pick up this rear end with the loaded tires. Hold on. Let's try something else. Look, I ain't stuck, but stuck enough. Right. Hey, I'm just gonna put the winch on the truck there. Gina is no stranger to getting me unstuck. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and try to get back up front and grab this stump and come out with the stump and everything. I didn't get that on camera, but it ain't gonna work. So let me hook up the winch. I went under my lines there. So let's see what happens. It's in neutral. Okay, let's see if I can get her to do it while... Heck, you might do this while I try backing up at the same time. Try to help her here. I don't know why that's not pulling that. That's a 12,000 pound winch. All right, that was simple enough with the help. No, that's all right. I got to get that thing out of there, so stand by. You know, turn your AC on and just wait on me for just a second. Nah, you might need it. So let me... All right, let's try to get that stump out of there. Awkward. Let me go around the other side. strap the winch on it and pull it out with the winch. That will work. Now press in button. All right, bring it in. Draw it in. Back up while you do it. Wow. I should be able to get it with the grapple now. Man, what an adventure that was. That was crazy. All right, let me get my rope off here now. Give me some slack, babe. Hey, let me some more. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you. A couple things I don't like about this bumper is I got to take that off when I want to use the remote. Crazy, ain't it? I don't like that at all. But it is what it is at this point. And that's a lot of that's a lot of weight. All right, she's put back together. I'll come over now with the grapple. My baby doll is to the rescue once again. But if this is the way my dream pond is coming coming to fruition, it's going to be a long build, if indeed that's what we do. But look at all that water that came out of that stump. See that? Yeah, that's a lot of water. So now let's just get this stump, get it taken away, now that we got access to it. Let's try this again, shall we? I don't know if y'all can see that because that sun. Get up in the woods. Man, that thing is heavy. It's probably 1,500 pounds. 1,200. But I can feel it. I can feel it on the front of the tractor. I think my loader's got a capacity of, I want to say 2,200 pounds. So we're not maxed out, but it was awkward to grab hold of. And the wet, soupy mess didn't help us any. She'll sit. This is the beginning of the swamp. That's a good boy. Come on, come on. Where you at? Huh? That's a good boy. Let's give you an update. I don't know how long it's been. This video, I think we made the video March time frame, and it is middle May. So 8 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, somewhere around in there. So let me show you what we got going on. Talk just a little bit about it. Here's hole number 1. And look how that thing's holding water great. And here's hole number 2. Look at that, ain't that great? So that's holding water perfect. And this is holding water perfect. See, there's the marker. It's completely underwater now. So anyway, we think we have the makings of a pond. So what we're going to do is, in the state of Florida, if you're uphill from wetlands and you're going to dig a pond that don't require a pipe, then you don't need a permit, which is this case. We're uphill from the swampland, or from the swamp, and I'm not even sure that's wetlands. I got to get like a GCIS map or whatever it's called, and that will tell us. But we're uphill for sure. We're not going to need a pipe. So what I'm thinking is we're going to connect these two, go all the way down to that stump right there, and then come around here, up in this area, and up in here, still uphill, and then have a nice sitting area under this tree right here. That's the tentative plan, but we've been wanting to make sure that this hole is indeed holding water. I'm just tickled. Every time I walk down here, it just tickles me to death that that's what it is. So, hey, I appreciate you guys watching. Just look for future build videos, and we'll go from there. All right.
You want to go inside? Huh? Hey, you want to go inside there, boy? Come on, come on, come on.
Thanks a lot, Farming Simulator 23, for sponsoring today's video. You can pick them up at all the big stores, Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, GameStop. Go pick up your copy today. Farming Simulator 2030.